Welcome into this inner world from outside, from whence you came, from all those other problems and realities outside these walls. We're going to try and create a feeling today of what my teacher calls inner sourcing, which is a phrase I like a lot. It's all about accessing the inner wisdom, the inner intuition, the inner divine wisdom that each and every one of us has within us. And this practice, much like many of the other practices that we do, is going to weave together movement, breath work, mantra, relaxation, meditation, all together so that we get a really well-rounded kind of unique way of accessing our inner truth, coming into contact with who we really are, which is, something that's always there with us, but very easy to go around in the world outside and move from hour to hour, place to place, all just being ruled by other people's demands, other people's desires, obligations, deadlines, this, that. And so this practice today is going to be all about how to just access that inner consciousness and sort of hopefully come out of today's practice with a little more clarity around how to move forward with more intention, how to move forward with a little more of a grip on how we want to respond, how we want to act, how we want to, the choices we want to make. So that can be said about almost any Kundalini practice, but today we're really honing in on that inner sourcing aspect. So I want us all to land here now with a little bit of breath work. I'm going to start this. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes now. Actually, everyone, of course, make sure you're sitting comfortably. I like to always raise my hips a little bit up on a cushion or a folded blanket just to help keep the spine straight. There's always the choice too of sitting in rock pose, which is just sitting on your heels. It's another good way to keep the spine straight. And if this isn't comfortable, you can always try a variation by propping a blanket between your legs or under your heels there. And if ever anyone feels like they'd rather sit in a chair, that's also always an option. There are folded chairs right behind the curtains. And as long as you actually plant your feet firmly on the ground and sit in the chair with your spine straight, it's no less effective. It's just another way of accessing these movements. So that option is always there. And so we're going to sit with a straight spine, tuck the chin slightly to keep the spine even straighter, and close your eyes now. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose. And we're going to do a 4-7-8 breath. So what that means is we're going to inhale. This is all through the nose. We're going to inhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hold it in to the count of 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale to the count of 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 4. Hold for 7. And exhale for 8. Okay, I'd like you to all just go at your own count, your own pace, counting to yourself now. And we're just going to be here for a couple of minutes. This breath helps us move from fight or flight mode into rest and digest, inducing relaxation, calming the nervous system. Finishing your last cycle now. Can slowly return to normal breathing. We're going to tune in now to today's practice. So you don't actually need to open your eyes, but you can just rub your palms together for a moment. And we're going to bring our thumbs to our sternum. And in Kundalini Yoga, we tune in with the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo, which translated from the sacred Sikh language of Gurmukhi, means I bow to the teacher within, I call on my highest consciousness. This mantra is all about calling ourselves to presence before each practice and about acknowledging that deep authority and inner wisdom, deep intuition in each of us, the guru in each of us, essentially. So take a deep inhale now. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. And on the third inhale now, we're going to chant 3 times. If you're unfamiliar with it, you can listen for the first time, join in if you feel comfortable. Inhaling now. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Okay, inhale deeply now, keeping your hands at your heart center. Hold the breath in and set your intention for today's practice, whatever that means to you. It could be a word, a feeling, a sensation, anything you'd like to land on today or take with you. Exhale. And you can bring your hands back down as you're ready. Okay, welcome to the room again, everyone. We're going to start with a few warm-up exercises now before we do the actual Kriya. Kriya being another word for often used for the meat of the practice, the sequence of actions that we're going to work up to. So the first warm-up, we're going to come onto hands and knees for a little bit of cat-cow. If being on your knees is not comfortable, you can either pad your knees with a blanket, or the alternative to the pose I'm about to show you, the cat-cow, is to stay in cross-legged, bring your hands to your knees and just inhaling with the chest forward, exhaling, arching the back. But if you're comfortable on hands and knees, did you get that alternative? Yeah? Inhaling forward, exhaling back. So otherwise, we're on hands and knees. Wrists are below the shoulders and knees are below the hip bones. If your wrists are fussy, just extend the distance between your fingers, taking pressure off your wrists, or you can even come onto your fists if that's better. And we're going to inhale, dropping the belly and looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine like a cat. And then we keep going in that rhythm. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the spine, letting the head drop. We're here for just a minute. You can close your eyes and just lock the energy into this movement. Always breathing through the nose unless otherwise specified. Okay. Keep going. No matter which movement you're doing, make sure to look slightly up, tilt your chin upwards. Everyone's doing great. And coming to a straight spine now, no matter where you are, inhale deeply and hold the breath here for a moment. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale, release. Okay, the next movement we're going to do is also on the hands and knees. The alternative, which I'll show now, is we've done this before in class. It's bringing the hands to the knees and doing the mortar and pestle move, the coffee grinder move. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back with hands on the knees. Otherwise, you can choose which one feels better to you, but otherwise we're going to do a version where we're on hands and knees now again. And we're inhaling forward, exhaling all the way back. Inhaling forward, exhaling all the way back. So at your own pace, you can go slow, slow, or rapid, whatever feels good to you. And we're here again for a minute. It's really good for the internal organs, for your digestion, also for your hips and your lower back.
Can we change the direction or no?
We're going to change it after, yeah.
Is that some kind of a nerve flossing of the sciatic nerve?
It is very good for the sciatic nerve. It stretches it. I'm sure flossing might be a technical thing that it does. But yeah, it would not surprise me if it was also flossing the nerve. Okay, so coming to straight spine again. Inhale deeply and hold the breath in for just a moment. Exhale. And we're just going to switch now, switch directions and do the exact same thing as before, but moving in the opposite direction. So we're still inhaling forward, exhaling back, but in the other direction. You can always come onto your wrists, your heel, sorry, your fists, if your wrists are starting to speak to you. Almost there. Everyone's doing great. Okay, straight spine again now. Inhale deeply once again, hold the breath in. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale. Okay.
It feels that you have a bigger range of motion.
In the hands and knees, yeah, it's true. It's true. Some people can find it harder to go forward this way, but it's true that in the back you definitely have a lot more. These are just different ways of accessing similar movements, though, ultimately. So we can find a lot of space no matter which one we choose with practice. So now I'm going to invite everyone to come into child's pose. So most of you are probably familiar. You can either keep your knees together, or you can put your toes together and separate your knees. whatever feels more comfortable. And the idea is to come down. If your forehead comes to the mat, that's great. If not, that's okay too. But the idea is to come down with hands outstretched, forehead down. And just take a deep breath here for a moment. And land here now. Feel yourself stable on the ground. Feel yourself rooted here. Now, you might just even stay in this position for the next exercise, if that feels good to you. This position in and of itself is really good for lengthening the spine, opening the hips, opening the pelvic area, great for digestion. Otherwise, we're going to include this pose in a series of 4 poses that we actually did here last time. I'm starting to really like it as a warm-up, so I wanted to do it again. So the idea is to inhale and exhale here. Exhale. And then as you inhale again, come up onto your knees and bring your hands up into the sky. Now, if this is, again, if this is harsh on your knee, lean back a little. If this is too much for the knees, again, you can either pad them, you can stay in child's pose. There are different options. And then as we inhale here, we're then exhaling down again to table position. And if you had your toes together like I do, you can leave them like that the whole time. If you had them like this, you can leave them like that. Whatever you chose, you can leave it if it's comfortable. And then we are then exhaling into the 4th part, which is downward dog. So I'm going to review that again in just a sec. So inhale here, exhale here. Inhale again. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale up to the knees with the hands in the air, leaning back, if that's comfortable for you. Exhale to tabletop position. And then inhale to downward dog. This is the pattern. So exhale to child's pose. Inhale to knees with hands in the air. Exhale to tabletop. And inhale to downward dog. Okay, so has everyone got that? We're going to do that. We're going to do 3 more of these sets at our own pace now. Inhaling and exhaling in child's pose. I'll walk you through it one more time. Inhaling, hands in the air. Exhaling to tabletop. And inhaling to downward dog. It doesn't matter if your heels touch or not. It's just holding this motion for 1 minute. And then exhaling back down to child's pose. Okay, at your own pace now, we'll do 3 more. Staying in child's pose is always an option, or returning to child's pose is always an option. Feel free to close your eyes here. Everyone's doing great. This set is really great for relaxing certain muscle groups and helping to relieve pent-up emotion, especially downward dog. Once you're finished the 3, no rush, but once you're finished, you can just come to child's pose again. Okay. And I just saw someone do a good variation that I could have mentioned as well, which is to put your hands on your fists instead. That's another option. So thank you for that. So take on one more inhale here. Hold the breath in. And release. I'm going to slowly work back up to a seated position now. Come back into whatever seated position is most comfortable for you. And we're going to start the actual Kriya now. Okay. Everyone doing okay? Okay. So this Kriya is called Becoming Like Angels. And this doesn't mean we're going to get white gowns and wings or anything like that. If you're like me, you don't necessarily have immediately positive associations with the word angel, but within the context of Kundalini yoga, angelic nature is all about getting in contact with our true nature. Angelic is another word for our true nature, and true nature is another word for our true essence, the part of ourselves that is deeply self-compassionate and that is compassionate towards others as well. And so that's what we're going to try to access here today. It's a very powerful, potentially transformative Kriya. The first part involves bringing your left hand up like we're taking an oath, and then the right hand comes out straight parallel to the ground. And we're basically inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So that's the first part. And so if it feels better for you to exhale through the mouth, like through an O, that's fine too. It could be whichever feels better. And at the same time, we're bringing the arm, it's not going below parallel ever, but it's coming up just about 30 degrees like this, like so. And you're doing it at a fairly quick rate. Don't push it to the point of pain. And as we're doing it, you're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth slowly. So way more slowly than you're doing the movement. The movement is quick and the breath is slow. So close your eyes now. Just try it. Inhale deeply through the nose as you're moving your hand like this, and exhale through the mouth. Now, we're going to be staying here with this movement, this breath, for 3 minutes. So it's more like 2.5 minutes now. This can be a challenge. You might feel a little bit of discomfort while doing this. That's normal. If you start to feel pain or something like you need to stop or take a break, that's totally fine. You can stop while continuing the breath and just visualize yourself continuing the motion. You can jump back in at any moment. Okay, keep going now. Everyone's doing great. This is a movement that helps to reset the body's patterns, helps to stimulate the meridians in our chest area. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. There's just 1 minute left, less than a minute. It's 30 seconds now. Doing great. Okay, keeping position. Inhale deeply here now, and exhale. You can bring your hands back down to your knees with control. Just take a moment here. Breathe normally, naturally. Just take a moment to stay with your eyes closed here and observe any sensations, any shifts of energy that you might sense. And we're now going to move to the other side. We're going to be doing it for less time this time though. So bringing the right hand up now as though we're taking an oath. The left hand comes parallel to the ground, straight out. And same thing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. But we're here for only 2 minutes instead of 3. So let's begin now. Again, taking breaks if necessary. Over halfway there. Okay, inhaling deeply now, holding the breath with the hand straight out. Hold, 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 and exhale through the nostrils. You can bring your hands back down now. Come back to natural breathing. And the next exercise actually comes quite naturally from the ones we just did, because we might need to stretch our shoulders out after that. And the next minute, we're just going to roll our shoulders. So you can do it, whichever you can do it, rolling back like the way I am. You might reverse it at some point, going in the opposite direction. You might do one at a time. And you might do one at a time in the other direction. Find what feels good and just roll your shoulders around.
The less clicking is better, right?
Well, I'm not sure about better or worse. I mean, mine definitely clicks sometimes. If it feels like you're pushing something in the wrong direction, I would, try and avoid that. But yeah, maybe that means a gentler stretch is necessary before you start rolling repeatedly. I definitely feel hair clicking when I roll my neck almost every time, though. Hasn't done me harm yet, but depends. You should listen to your body always, of course. So keep rolling for another 15 seconds. Getting out any shoulder tension you may have created with that last exercise. Okay, now inhale deeply. Hold the breath in. Squeeze root lock, which is basically just a fancy word for saying squeeze anus, sex organs, and navel center all at once. Just a small contraction of the muscles. And exhale, release everything. It's just a way of pushing the energy up through our bodies. Okay, so now we have moved on to, so balance. So before we move on, shake your legs out if you need to. There's a lot of sitting in this Kriya. You might shake your legs out, switch the crossing of your legs. You can give your legs a little slap if you need. And I'm going to switch the cross of my legs. And come back as you're ready to a comfy position. You can switch to being on your knees if that's better. And then we're going to bring our upper arms are glued to our rib cage like this. And then the forearms go out a little bit and our palms are towards the ceiling and diagonally outwards from us. So turn your hands slightly more diagonally outwards from you. Exactly, yeah. And you can, you don't have to keep your arms glued here. They can be open a little. Exactly. And so we're going to try and keep this position without moving for the next bit. And all we're going to do is, with eyes closed, we're going to, again, breathe through the nose. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. But this time we're doing it, and again, you can choose the form of exhalation you like, whether it's or, but we're doing it at a fairly quick rhythm, the breathing. So we're keeping as steady as possible. We're trying not to move our hands or our arms or keep straight. And we're inhaling nose. Go at a quick pace. Go at your own pace. Don't go more quickly than is comfortable for you. And don't go to the point of dizziness. If you need to take a break, please do so. We're here for just a couple of minutes again. This exercise is said to help eliminate chronic illness from the body by creating pressure in the chest area. Doing fantastic. I have 20 seconds left, almost there. Inhale deeply now. Hold the breath in. Keep your position. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale through the nostrils. Bring your hands back down to your knees. Keeping your eyes closed now. Just stay here a moment and observe. You might feel what my teacher Salima likes to call a ginger ale moment at this point. You might feel some tingling coming from the inside or throughout your body. Or you might not. Either way, that's fine. But if you do, that's totally normal. Just stay here for one more second, observing. Okay, we're now going to move into the last active part of today's Kriya, which is known as clap the ground, also known as, well, I call it baboon, because baboons are known for clapping the ground as well, as a way of asserting their presence, let's say. So before we do that, again, feel free to stretch your legs out for a minute. We could take a minute of putting our legs out, because this is one more sitting posture again. You might stretch up for just a moment and then stretch back down to grab your shins or your ankles or your toes, whatever you can reach. Take a couple deep breaths here. Really good for your hips, your sciatic nerve. And we hold a lot of emotion in our hip area and our thighs, so much tension gets stuck there in general. Okay, take a couple deep breaths, and when you're ready, you can walk your hands back up along your legs to a straight spine. Okay, you can shake it out again if that feels good. If it's at all comfortable, I recommend switching the cross of your legs at this point, but do what works. And so for this clap ground exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to be clapping the ground in sync, so all together. So we're just going to be, and I'm going to set the rhythm for that. But as we clap, we're going to be chanting a very simple mantra, har, so H-A-R, the word har. And that basically it can be translated to mean the infinite one, or the creative divine energy within. And basically this is essentially just a way of drumming up energy from the ground, if you will. So as you chant har, if you're able to roll your R, if not, no worries, but if you are, the tip of the tongue touches the roof of your mouth as you roll, har, har. And if you can't roll it, just try to touch it to the roof of your mouth anyway when you're doing it, no problem. Har, just do your best. And we're also chanting from the navel. It doesn't mean you have to pull it in, but it might just naturally, just keeping in mind that we're chanting from the navel, you'll see a difference, just keeping that in mind. Har. And we're going to keep our eyes closed. And as we do this, we're going to try and keep our spines as straight as possible. I mean, it's not really possible to keep it totally straight, but just keep in mind that that's the intention, so you're not dropping your head or anything like that. And we're here for 3 minutes. I'll set the pace. And again, if you need to take a moment at any point, I'm going to be setting the pace, so I won't remind you to do that. But if you need to take a break, do it. And so yeah, we'll start now. And we're basically just going to be going har, bring the hands up, har, har. Okay, we'll start now. Okay, so eyes are closed, and we begin. Har, 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 har. Okay, you can stop slamming. Take a deep breath in now. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Keep your hands on the ground. Put all your body's weight now into your palms to whatever extent possible. Take a deep inhale. Hold the breath, and as you do, tense every muscle in your body. Okay? Hold, hold, hold here with your weight in your hands. And cannon breath through the mouth. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. We're holding for about 15 seconds both times. So weight in the hands again. Inhale deeply and tense up all your muscles. Hold, hold, hold. And cannon breath through the mouth. And last time now. Inhale deeply, hold and tense. Cannon breath. Release everything, release all your muscles. Okay. Might want to do another couple shoulder rolls. Just be here now, observe any sensations that may be arising. And actually now's the time where we really shake it out. You can open your eyes and look around at the same time, come back to the room. You might make eye contact with someone next to you or someone in the room, or really arriving back in the physical realm now. If you want, you can even stand up and shake it out a bit for a minute. The idea now is to just really shake it out before we come to relax mode for a few minutes. So, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so as you're ready then, we're going to come back down to laying on our backs. Now, if you need to roll up a blanket and prop it under your knees, something like that to be comfortable, do whatever you need to do for that. Find a way to lie down comfortably. The idea here is just to let it all go and relax. Just breathe naturally. Okay. Feel your body sinking towards the floor now. Feel yourself rooted and stable on the ground. Relax your arms out at your sides. Your palms are up. Let your feet and your legs fall outwards. Don't hold any tension anywhere in your body if you can help it. Close your eyes if they're not already. Relax your lips, your tongue, your jaw. Relax all the muscles of your face. Your fingertips are falling away, your wrists are falling away. Everything is breaking, shattering. Shatter your body into all its individual cells. Let the divine flow through you. Now, let the light flow through you. Be open to receiving it. It belongs to you, and it always has. Relax. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. The air coming in and out of your nostrils. Begin to move your fingers and toes now. Begin to make circles with your ankles and your wrists. Bring your soles of your feet together and the palms of your hands together. Rub them together at the same time, like so. Bringing them up in the air. Activating your nerve endings. Okay. Let both knees drop to one side as you stretch your arms out in a T. Get a nice twist here. Take a deep breath and then switch to the other side. Dropping the legs to the other side. And now Bring both knees in, give yourself a hug at your chest. And you might come back to a seated position either by rocking up and down on your spine or coming onto your side and pushing yourself gently up. Okay. So we're now at the point where we're going to do a little meditation just to end today's practice. The position for the meditation is actually, the traditional position is actually in rock pose. So if you want to try to come into that pose, you can try propping something under or between your legs. Otherwise, staying in easy pose is just fine. But I'll demonstrate in the rock pose. So there's a couple different elements to this meditation. We're only going to do it for 3 minutes. That's the recommended starting time for this meditation. So basically, there's a few elements. The first one is the breath. So we're going to be doing some segmented breathing, 4 in and 4 out. So what that looks like is 4 sniffs in and 4 sniffs out, like this. Okay, in and out, 4 in, 4 out. So that's the first part. Then there's a mantra that goes with that. And the mantra is Sohang, which can be translated to mean God is in it. God is in my every cell. God as in the divine creative, the energy that pervades all. Not as in God of any particular religion, nothing like that. So God, the divinity, is within me. And what we're going to do is mentally, we're not going to say the mantra out loud. While we're breathing 4 in, we're mentally reciting so. And then as we're exhaling out, we're reciting hang. So hang. And the last part is that while we're doing this, we're also bringing our hands to our throat level and putting the left palm on top, the left hand on top. And we're going to tilt our chin back only as far as is comfortable. So you don't want to feel anything in your neck impinging or feeling uncomfortable. It might be just a tiny little tilt back, and that's fine. Because we're holding this for 3 minutes. You can switch back obviously if it starts to feel uncomfortable too, but that's the idea. Just a tiny bit if that's all that feels accessible. And then we're keeping our eyes 1/10 open, just slightly open while we're doing this. So we're going to begin now with the 4 inhales in, the 4 sniffs in, 4 sniffs out, roughly even amounts of breath. So, hang. This meditation is called Gift of Life, and it's meant to help you affirm your connection to your true self and bring you back to the 3D reality of life all around us. So let's begin now. Take a deep inhale now. Once you've finished your cycle, hands in place, inhale deeply, hold the breath. And exhale. Bringing these hands back down. We're now going to close out today's practice with the mantra Sat Nam, which means I am truth, or truth is my name, truth is my essence. I align with any personal truth that has arisen for me today. I affirm my connection to my true self. So rub your palms together slightly. Bring your thumbs to your sternum. Now envision a ball of white light now at the base of your spine. And as you inhale, draw that light up to the very, very crown, the very top of your head. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Then on the third inhale, we'll chant one long Sat, short Nam. Sat Nam. Okay, bring your thumbs up to your third eye point. And bow in reverence to your practice today. And if it's accessible to you, you can bring your palms and your head down to the ground as well. Right. You can stay there as long as you want, and as you're ready, only as you're ready, you can come back up. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining.